Welcome to the show. I'm very excited by the show today. It really shows what I've been saying for such a long time. Lockdown or no lockdown, COVID-19 or not, the march of technology continues. As an example, just look at what all I have for you on the show today. We've got Apple's HomePod. Yes, finally it comes to India. It's priced at about 20,000 rupees and it's looking really, really good. We actually do a proper hands-on with it. Then we'll go to a cooking machine that is quite an incredible machine, because literally this could well be the future of cooking already in our hands. Then we've got Sennheiser's noise cancellation headphones. You know what the big surprise in this is? The fact that they're economy noise cancellation headphones, almost half the price of anybody else, including Sennheiser's own ones. Noise cancellation at about 15,000 rupees. And then we'll move on to a band that is actually going to make you do what you should never ever be doing. It'll actually stop you from touching your face. Yes, technology can even make that happen. That and a whole lot more on the show today.
On the show this week, we have Apple's smart speaker HomePod that has finally hit Indian shores. We put it to test and see if it's worth its mettle. And we have another delight for audiophiles. Sennheiser's Light on the Pocket headphones are with us, and we see if it can take on its pricier competition. Ever wanted to just let a machine do all the cooking? Your prayers have been answered. We give you a glimpse of Nosh, an autonomous cooking machine. A band that can prevent you from touching your face? Well, technology is quickly adapting with time, and we are bringing it all to you on the show.
Let's take a look at all the news that's coming in from the world of gadgets and gizmos.
Google Meet is now free to use for everyone. Google made the announcement last month and the feature has now been rolled out. Initially a paid subscription, Google Meet is now free to use as long as you have an email ID. You can chat with up to 100 people at one go and there's no time limit, although Google has said that after September there might be a limit on calls. Video conferencing surged during the global lockdown, and with other apps' privacy concerns and with claims of adding 3 million users every day to their services, Google took the decision to make Meet free. Huawei has launched their wireless FreeBuds 3 in India. Huawei claims these are the only outer-ear fit wireless earphones with active noise cancellation. They are powered by the Kirin A1 chipset and have 14mm drivers. We first saw the FreeBuds 3 at IFA last year, and they finally made their way to India. The FreeBuds 3 are priced at 12,990 rupees in India and compete with Apple's AirPod Pro. And Huawei also launched its next watch, the Watch GT2e in India. This comes after the Watch GT2 that was launched last year and has 15 professional workout modes, 100 sports modes, a SpO2 tracker, an AMOLED high-precision touch display, and a 2-week battery life. This watch is also powered by Huawei's Kirin A1 chipset and has been priced at 11,990 rupees. The next time you tweet, you might be able to control who can weigh in on your conversations. Twitter is testing new conversation settings. This includes a feature by which you will be able to limit who can reply to your tweet. Tweets will be able to be limited to a certain group of people to keep unwanted comments away. Twitter has also announced a new layout for replies and making retweets with comments all in one place. These features are being tested on a few accounts around the world and will be rolled out very soon.
The Apple HomePod. Yes, in the holy trinity of three, the Amazon, the Google, and the Apple, the speakers that are actually smart. There's only one in the holy trinity that had not come down to India, and that was the Apple HomePod. Now, after a very, very long time, it's finally here. It's looking good. They priced it at about 20,000 rupees. So yes, you do pay the Apple tax or the Apple premium for getting something like this. But is it as good as what everybody else has been talking about? Does it compare to the others? Let's take a look.
Great sounding speakers, speakers with voice assistants, and there is one company that might be a tad bit late to both these parties. But that might be excusable if you are the party starter or the life of the party. Well, Apple's HomePod has finally hit Indian shores, and with it, it has brought Siri home. It is available to buy for a pricey 19,900 rupees, but does Apple manage to enter the premium speaker category with a bang with the HomePod? It's time to test this beast out and tell you. Apple always does beautifully with design. The speaker looks like a no-nonsense, classy structure with no physical buttons. The outside has a mesh. We got the white one for review, which looks great out of the box, but we did feel that it might catch dust, especially in Indian homes, and may not have this pristine white look for too long. But that said, the cylinder is about 6.8 inches tall, and it looks good sitting in a living room or even a bedroom. It is heavy at 2.5 kgs and is not meant to be shifted around. Setting it up is a breeze if you are in the Apple ecosystem. It paired quickly with the iPhone XR in the living room. Follow the prompts or set it up through Home app on your iPhone. The glossy panel on the top has this light that glows when it's powered on and also when Siri is summoned. Yes, Apple has marched Siri straight into your living rooms with HomePod. Once connected, Siri is the source through which the speaker comes alive. AirPlay 2 can be used from iPhone or iPads too, but with Siri you can find out news, play particular music from your playlist on Apple Music.
Hey Siri, play music from my Apple Music.
And even carry out personal requests like send a message to a contact. Siri is quick to respond, and there are 6 microphones around the speaker to listen to your voice clearly. The panel has a plus and minus sign to increase or decrease volume, and tapping in the center can play or pause the music, and holding it down will bring up Siri. But the best lies beneath the surface. The tweeters are at the bottom and the woofer is on the top, which is different than most traditional speakers, but Apple is known to steal the show by doing things differently, and the tweeters here fire outwards so that the sound doesn't bounce where the HomePod is placed. There are 7 tweeters with their own amplifier and transducers. The driver is capable of moving 20 mm from peak to peak, which is incredibly impressive. The HomePod comes with spatial awareness, which means it adjusts to the acoustics according to the room. It has an accelerometer inside, and if it's placed near a wall, it will deflect sound towards the outside. If it is placed in the center of the room, it will give a balanced output from around the cylindrical speaker. We belted out many songs on the HomePod to test how it does, and Apple has excelled in this department. This might be a smart speaker, but its true USP is the sound quality and output. Apple lives up to the 360-degree sound the speaker promises. The bass is clear, well-defined, and it gives an overall full-bodied sound. The vocals are crisp in songs, and even at low volumes, we found that it maintains its performance. It defies its size with sounds that it gives, and it can be adequately loud to be the life of a small party. In fact, you can pair it with another HomePod for stereo sound. The HomePod is powered by the A8 chipset. This was the same chipset that came on the iPhone 6, which seems old, but in a speaker like this, it is high-power stuff. The HomePod can control smart home appliances, too, with voice commands if they are paired to your Home app. And so, for our final verdict, Apple's HomePod is for Apple users who are about the music. It can only stream from Apple Music, but you can play Spotify and even podcasts with AirPlay. It is intuitive, doesn't slip up on understanding voice commands, and does exceptionally well with sound. Android users, the HomePod will not connect through Bluetooth and is exclusively for the Apple ecosystem. You need to be a dedicated Apple user to consider this. It does well for its 20,000 rupees price tag, and while it might feel too late to the speaker party, it is a party rocker for sure. It compares very closely to the Amazon Echo Studio, which is priced at 23,000 rupees, and we will do a comparison between the two very soon.
And now let's move on to Sennheiser's headphones. Noise cancellation. Now this is a very important category. What Sennheiser is doing, of course, is noise cancellation for over the year. But even the pods that we started using nowadays, those also have noise cancellation because it's becoming a critical feature for people to actually base their criteria, their buying criteria on. But Sennheiser's done something else that is important in noise cancellation, and that's taken the price down. Remember, Sennheiser makes top-of-the-line products, always known for audio quality. But at 15,000 rupees, how do these noise cancellation headphones actually fare? Let's take a look.
We cannot tire of reviewing headphones on the show, from being perfect workout partners to getting us through the lockdown. If there's a time to invest in a good pair of headphones, it is now. And after reviewing the lofty Sennheiser Momentum 3 on the show recently, we thought let's climb down the price ladder this time and show you a pair of headphones that won't burn a big hole in your pocket. Meet the Sennheiser HD450BT. The name is a slight mouthful, but these babies from the Sennheiser brand have the potential to take the crown from some of the big-ticket models in the market right now. Priced at a breezy 14,990 rupees, let's take a detailed look at these headphones. First, for everything that comes in the box. Of course, there's the HD450BT wireless headphones, there's an audio cable for a wired support as well, there's a USB-C charging cable, a quick guide, a safety guide, and the most useful of the lot, a carry case. The 450BT are easy to fold up like this and can be put in the case. It is pretty portable in that sense and it can be stored away easily whenever not in use. In terms of design, they're not over the top big and they fit well over the ears. The padding is soft and it won't hurt wearing them for long hours. It comes in a white and black color. We got this white one for review, which comes with silver grey ear cushions. They look pretty good overall and are made of plastic with a matte finish. And for the price they come at, we couldn't expect a more luxurious finish. We wore them around and found them to fit pretty comfortably. Sennheiser claims an ergonomic fit and that's what these deliver. They feel light as well and there's no clamping sensation with these on. Now for the features the HD450BT pack in. Well, there's quite a bit going by all the controls on the right cup. There's a switch on or off button, a 3.5mm jack for wired support, a Type-C charging port, there are volume controls, a play-pause button, and there's a dedicated voice assistant button too. The headphones support up to Bluetooth 5.0 and connecting them was really quick. The controls do take some getting used to on the cup since there's so many buttons. The play-pause button can also be used to take calls, although the person on the other side did complain of a slightly muffled sound in our review. But how do these cans really sound? Do they do the job of more premium headphones? Well, we'd say yes and no. Yes, the sound from this is pretty great. It has a deep dynamic bass and low frequencies in songs were pretty crisp to listen to. We even tried some foot tapping music which handled the dynamic range pretty well. But the 450BT cannot be compared to the Momentum 3 in terms of performance, which comes with a far more open sound and great noise cancellation. There is active noise cancellation on these headphones. The on or off button has to be tapped once to turn it on. It did tune out the environment around us when we tried it and it's impressive to see this feature on a mid-range can like this. The Sennheiser Smart Control app gives additional controls like tuning the equalizer, checking on the battery status and even a special podcast mode that enhances the audio of speech content. The voice assistant feature is handy if you get your finger on the right button at one go. But once that is done, Siri or Google Assistant can hear you pretty clearly. And now for the battery in these. This is where the HD450BT really impressed us. Sennheiser claims 30 hours on a single charge and we have to say these managed to stay afloat for around that. Charging these headphones is pretty quick too. All in all, Sennheiser has reminded us with the HD450BT that you can spend a lot less and still get a lot more. The sound is well balanced and the battery life does well for travel use. The noise cancellation is not all that impressive, but if you are looking at a cheaper alternative to the likes of the Momentum 3, then these at 14,990 rupees are your best bet.
So what's the dream? The dream is an autonomous home cooking machine that actually cooks for you, right? That's the dream. Chop up your vegetables or whatever ingredients you have to get together, put it into the machine and it'll actually make it for you. It's no longer a dream. Originally, I think it was called Delight. Now it's called Nosh and it's actually already here with us. Take a look.
The lockdown has got so many of us channeling our inner master chefs. New food trends have taken over the internet too, from delectable banana bread to the Dalgona coffee. Everyone has stepped into the kitchen to try something out and whip up a meal. For those busy with working from home and managing household chores, cooking is a tedious process and that is where Nosh saves the day. Brainchild of a startup based in Bengaluru, Euphoric Labs, Nosh is an automated cooking machine that does the prep and complete cooking of a dish. All you have to do is load a tray with all ingredients and put it into Nosh. Now press on the start cooking button and that's it. Sit back and wait for your hot meal. The machine can whip up dishes like upma, poha, suji halwa, kadhai paneer, mushroom masala, khichdi, and even pasta and fried rice. In this video, you can see Nosh is cooking upma by using different food processes like sauteing, using steam to cook, and even stirring the dish. And after 2 minutes, the upma is ready. You can adjust the quantities in the machine, and other features of Nosh include an auto-cleaning mode, additional storage space, and with time, the machine can even customize dishes to your taste. Incidentally, Nosh was previously named Delight. So well, when and where can you get your hands on this delight? It will be available for pre-order only in August this year on the Euphortic Labs website and has been priced at 45,000 rupees. So for all of you who wish there was a machine to do it all, your prayers have been answered. But unfortunately, it's good 3 months away before we can get our hands on Nosh.
Let's take a quick break right now on the show. When we come back, I've got lots more for you. So some of the advice that is given out, of course, with COVID-19 is wear a mask at all times. And one of the main reasons that you actually should wear a mask, besides all the other things that it can do for you, is the fact that it stops you from touching your face. But what happens when you're not wearing a mask? Do you know that we sometimes actually touch our face 600 to 1200 times a day without even knowing it? Well, technology again comes to the rescue. This is a band that will actually stop you from touching your face.
These are unprecedented times, and the one thing that's an absolute taboo right now is touching your face with your hands. And yes, a mask can sort of prevent that by creating some kind of consciousness. But even then, did you know the average human touches his or her face about 20 times an hour? Yes, not just in a day, but actually in an hour. But here's a startup that's going to try and change your habit of doing that. Well, this is the Untouch band that we've got. This is the prototype that we've got. The final product will not look anything like this. But I'm going to strap on this prototype through my day and see if it prevents me from touching my face today. We touch thousands of surfaces in a single day, so it's only natural that our hands become the carrier of infections and, of course, viruses like COVID-19. That's why washing hands is paramount, and so is wearing a mask. But how do you keep your twitching and fussy face away from your hands? Well, Untouch Band could be the reminder we all need. This band buzzes with this sound the minute the hand is brought to the face. It alerts the user and keeps hands away from the face. This is only a prototype, but we got a good look at the inside of this band. There are sensors at the bottom that can also record a person's temperature and keep a check on vitals. And there is a charging port and, of course, an on and off button. The band works using a motion sensor which detects hand movements as well. The band has to be calibrated in the beginning. You can do that by bringing it close to your face and following the instructions on the app. Luckily, you don't need your phone around for this to work once it's paired. The app is also called Untouch Band, but it's in the beta stage right now. I did my task through the day and realized I touched my face way more than I thought, and it did manage to alert me. Maybe a few days into wearing this and it will change habits forever. This is what final renders of the product look like. And the company has told us the approximate cost for the Untouch Band will be around 2,000 rupees. And that it should be available June onwards. Other than touching your face, the band will also send reminders to wash your hands. Yes, I have reached the end of my day, and I would say the Untouch Band was pretty successful in keeping my hands away from my face through the day. I did have my mask on through the day as well. I've just taken it off for the purpose of this shoot, so maybe that helped as well. But the Untouch Band did ring pretty loudly whenever I got my fingers to my face, and it kind of alarmed me as well. I just wish the Untouch Band had a couple of more fitness features, maybe a step tracker. And of course, we can't wait to see how the final product will actually look like. The prototype was a little unwieldy to wear through the day, but I'm sure the final product will be pretty sleek and we can't wait to see it.
That then was the show for this week. We are back with regular programming. We are back with innovative stuff. We are back with all the gadgets and gizmos that you've dreamt about. I mean, look what we did today, but more coming up next week. See you then.